Someone want to come up here? I need a hype person, hype man, hype woman, hype person to come on up on the mic. Adrian, come on up.
Thank you. So what do you... So anybody know any good cheers? All right, so this is a very basic one. I think everyone knows about it. Hey, hey, ho, ho, bike lanes have... No, sorry. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Dougie Ford has got to go. Hey, hey, ho. This is a standard one. Sol, solidarity. Solidarity, sol, solidarity, sol, solidarity. And let's have one about bike lanes.
We got lights too. This will look good.
Yeah, ready? Let's go.
So a year ago, we were protesting, 35,000 people signed a petition, 19,000 people wrote into the ministry, told them not to move forward with Bill 212. The Ontario Association of Municipalities, doctors, professional engineers, all told this province that bike lanes save lives and do not cause traffic congestion. And then in July, a judge said that the government knows this, that bike lanes save lives and do not cause traffic congestion. And we are ready to defend this win, but instead, this government is appealing. They're wasting tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars on this case. They're wasting almost $1 million to reconfigure a small section of Bloor to open up a travel lane for 500 meters. But guess what? They can't remove the bike lane because we won and you won. So thank you everyone for that. Folks know as well that, bike lanes, picking fights with cyclists apparently isn't enough for the Premier and the Minister. Now he's looking to pick fights with kids, with families, with schools. They're now proposing, they've actually tabled legislation to remove speed cameras. And again, facts show that speed cameras save lives. But I will say this, I will agree with the Premier on one thing, that he does talk about that what we do need isn't just speed cameras, is that we need infrastructure changes to enable people driving to know what they're doing based on the environment that's around them. And he's proposed some money for municipalities to do traffic calming measures, which sounds really great. But guess what, Premier Ford? Bike lanes are a traffic calming measure, and yet you're trying to remove Ontario or Toronto's ability to build bike lanes and rip out these bike lanes that are here right now. So I ask you, where are your priorities? What are your priorities? Do anything here make sense? I don't think so. We have a couple other speakers I want to just invite up. I've got Jess Speaker here from Friends and Families for Safe Streets, who I'd like to invite up to say a few words. Thank you, Jess.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you everyone who came out today. This is an incredible turnout. Thank you so much for caring about this issue and caring about road safety. In case you don't know who Friends and Families for Safe Streets are, we're people whose loved ones were killed, hit and killed by reckless motorists on dangerous streets, and people like me who survived being hit with life-altering severe injuries. In 2015, I was hit on my bike on Bathurst, which has no cycle track and no safety designed into it in any way. It's a high-speed car sewer. I got hit on there, broke my spine. I had a moderate traumatic brain injury that I still live with, and I nearly died a second time because there was so much damage to my body that I had blood clots flying into my lungs. And that is nothing compared to what my friends have experienced whose loved ones have been killed. That is the most devastating thing that can happen in your life, especially when it happens to a child. So when our Premier in here is attacking our speed safety camera program, which is in Toronto, at least 95% of them are in school zones. He is trying to buy cheap votes and pander to the worst instincts of Ontarians, and he's doing it on the back of the safety of children. That is insane. Shame. If you work hard to get elected and you find yourself in this building and you're passing legislation that is going to get a child killed. What are you doing with your life? And why can't any of them look in the mirror and realize how wrong it is to take a safe street and rip it up, or to take a life-saving safety tool and destroy them all? We can't accept this. We're here to fight. We're not backing down, and we're gonna frickin' win like Cycle Toronto just did.
Thanks, Jess. Now I'd like to invite up Dave Shelnut, who you folks might know as the biking lawyer, and he's also a member of Cycle Toronto's board. Dave, come on up.
Hey friends, so nice to see so many people out and familiar faces. It's good because it shows that we're keeping the pressure up, and this is a long, protracted fight, and so there are going to be nights like this where we have to get together for a long time, unfortunately, because this guy is in here for a while. I was on my way to do some bike brigade deliveries today, and of course there was some really poorly marked construction in the bike lane that if I went over I would have been seriously injured, so I jumped into the roadway when it was safe to do so, and a motorist ripped out in front of me and then quickly came to a stop at a red light with 4 other cars. So I pulled up and politely said, "Why did you do that? That's really dangerous." Politely. And he said, "You're supposed to be in the bike lane, like get out of the driver's lane." I'm like, well, first of all, the Highway Traffic Act permits me to use both of these things. But then I said, but does me riding my bicycle in this lane permit you to do something so dangerous like that? Like, and then he kind of froze and mumbled, and I just left it there. But this is what we're dealing with. This is why it's so important we have separated infrastructure, because of these goons behind the wheel who do not know the rules of the road. You know, we get ticketed in High Park for rules of the road, but boy, oh boy, have you ever seen a motorist? So this is why it's really important, because we've all had these interactions. Who's been hit or almost been hit? Okay, so no one has not put their hand up. You could probably say today, and half the crowd would put their hand up. This is what we're fighting for, our very safety, and really proud that Cycle Toronto has taken that on. Like, there's coalitions across the province, so like we're not alone. Guelph is in this, Ottawa's in this, but heck, Windsor's in this. People are meeting regularly. There is like people behind this movement, and that like includes you guys out here in the streets as well. So, you know, thank you, Cycle Toronto. Sign up to be a member, keep supporting the legal case. Like, boy, oh boy, these guys are gonna waste our tax dollars and fight this thing in the appeal, and we may lose. And then so we'll need to keep in touch and keep connected to see what we do next, because you'll have to pry these things from our hands, because we are not letting them go, court case or not. Thank you so much, everybody. Good to see you.
Thanks, Dave. And remember, too, even if we win, which we're going to win in court, we're going to win, but the Premier is already talking about using the notwithstanding clause on this. And just think about that for a moment, that the Premier is considering overriding the Constitution, throwing your rights out because of bike lanes. It is absolutely ridiculous, and everything he accuses judges and us of doing, it's a projection. He's the one wasting our time. He's the one playing politics. He's the one wasting countless millions of dollars on this. And the fact that we all have to be here a year later, again, like Dave said, like Jess said, it means so much that you're here. You're really part of something incredible. We're all on the right side of history, and we're gonna win. And folks, before we leave, I just want to remind you that not only do we have to do work against the province, but we have to keep pressure on the City of Toronto to keep moving forward with their cycling network plan. We're hearing a lot of comments from councillors, from staff, from the mayor's office that, oh, we can't do anything, or oh, we have to wait, or oh, there's pushback on this project. Guess what? There's always pushback on projects. It's been like this forever, and then a year later, 2 years later, all that controversy is gone, except if you're the Premier of Ontario, but all that controversy is gone and people accept those changes. And so there is a public consultation happening tonight virtually for Kingston Road, but next week there's an in-person consultation for Kingston Road on Monday. There's a consultation for Trethewey in York happening on Wednesday, I think, and there's a consultation happening for Rathburn and Etobicoke on Thursday. If you care about cycling, if you care about safe streets, if you care about local democracy, I really strongly encourage you to come out to those public consultations. You won't believe how much it actually matters to councillors when they see who's there and when they hear who's talking about in the room. 5, 10 very loud negative voices can sink a project. Things are that tenuous right now. And so, the way we're going to win is through our power, is through showing up and for doing the right thing. So thank you everyone for, taking this time tonight. I'm going to get home. I got to log into a Zoom and be part of a meeting, but it really means so much that you're all here. Thank you so much.